how to fix those problems. So rather than you going all CCIE, going through logs, reading flows from all from your system NMS software and comparing them, AI Ops, right, will be able to tell you where the problem at, which client, which guest flow has a problem, making you solve problems so much more faster. Now, solving problems is one of AI Ops functionality. Another thing is to give you recommendation on improving the hotel network performance. So if you have a configuration which is not based on best practices, AI Ops can help you to give you recommendation on how to further improve and optimize those configuration parameters. And lastly, to wrap things up, we have zero trust security. So with zero trust security, we make the network much more automated. In the sense that, for example, you have a wire port switch, a 48 port switch, you no longer need to create static configuration on each port. For example, port 1 is IPTV, port 2 IP phone, port 3 wireless AP. You don't have to do that anymore. Everything becomes automated. So not to worry, we're going to cover more on that in a short moment. So let's start off with our first topic, right, of the ESP architecture. Right? We're going to cover unified infrastructure. So in a hotel, right, I always see multiple different networks in a hotel. I will see IoT network, there'll be a guest network, and then there'll be admin network. So an IoT network are typically used, right, for functions like Zigbee gateways, which you use, or rather the hotel use to connect and power up their online door locks, right? For example, those from Asa Abloy or from Dormakaba. And then they will have a dedicated network just for guests, right? Because of security, they cannot, right, mix the guest and admin network. And of course, a separate infrastructure just for admin. So for an IT manager who manages the hotel, this becomes very, very technical. It becomes hard to manage because sometimes, right, it can be different brands as well. So it becomes hard for you to troubleshoot when there's a problem. Now, troubleshooting is one thing. Secondly, let's talk about cost, right? Money, all right? It becomes expensive because these Zigbee gateways, you need to pull additional cables. You need to have extra manpower to go into the guest floor and install those Zigbee gateways. Same goes to the guest Wi-Fi. I mean, those are all additional hardware. So with Aruba, we want to simplify that three main functionality into a single converged network. With the latest Aruba Wi-Fi 6 AP, right, we have three main radios, right? Of course, we have Wi-Fi, which is being used, right? You buy a Wi-Fi AP for Wi-Fi, definitely. But we also have Bluetooth radio, BLE, right? Bluetooth low energy. And of course, we have Zigbee radio built in. So with that, we are able to do functionality like allows your Chromecast, right, in a TV in the room to connect over Wi-Fi. We're able to connect Bluetooth devices like, for example, a Threat Protect, panic button. So in the US, the state law in the US mandates that housekeeping staff or any staff in the hotel needs to carry a panic button. So in the event that they were to be harassed or someone were to hurt them in a hotel, all they need to do is just press a button, and over Bluetooth, you will send that information to Aruba AP, and immediately we will know where the housekeeping are in the hotel, and then we can send help to assist them when they are having problems. Also with Bluetooth, we have the Aruba tags, as you can see over here. These tags can be used to track mission critical items in the hotel, for example, like a wheelchair or even trolleys, right? So you know in real time where are those assets are located in the hotel in real time, or by using the Aruba AP asset sensor. And of course, Zigbee radio, right? Zigbee radio. So with door lock today with Asa Abloy and Dormakaba, they are using the Zigbee radio protocol, right, to communicate, right, to the door lock. So with that, right, we can actually manage, right, this door lock over Aruba wireless access point using Zigbee. So with this, right, we are able to help hotels save a significant cost of money because those Zigbee gateways for the door lock and the separate gateway for the Bluetooth can be eliminated by just leveraging the Aruba wireless access point. Right? So we did the cost internally, and we found out that we help hotels save up to 60% cost. So this is quite significant, especially in this new normal. So with that, all right, by using Aruba AP, we help hotels to consolidate switch ports. We don't need so many because we don't need so many switches. We save number of cables. Remember, cables are not expensive, but laying them in the hotel, pulling those cables in the hotel are expensive, right? And then you reduce the number of extra devices. So at the end of the day, IT manager only need to manage the Aruba AP to do all this functionality. But maybe you have in your mind, how about security? How do we manage it, right? I'm going to come into that shortly, so hold on to that. So with that, right, with the Aruba latest Wi-Fi 6 AP, we help you as partners to open up new use cases, to allow you to upsell more services, to allow the customer to get the return of investment from the infrastructure that they have invested with Aruba. So with that, right, we have integration, right, with Drop, right? So they are a company based out of Singapore, where by using our Bluetooth radio on our AP, we are able to do luggage tracking. We are able to do asset tracking and also inventory tracking. So when a guest come in and check into the hotel with their luggage bag, we will know in real time where are the luggage at. Is it already in the room or is it still in the lobby? We also have integration for staff safety, such as those from Track and Protect, by leveraging a panic button which works over our BLE radio. And of course, online dialogue, right, where we have integration with Dormakaba and Asa Abloy using our Zigbee radio. Right? We also have integration with G-Trip, where you can use a mobile phone, right, to become your room key. Right? And of course, with our Wi-Fi, we can integrate with space analytics, property analytics solutions such as those from Kiana and Skyfi. We work with a lot more Wi-Fi analytics solutions. This is just two examples of it. Now, for big hotel chains such as Marriott, Hyatt, or even Accor or IHG, right, they will have many properties in Vietnam. So, and sometimes one IT manager takes care of a few properties, a few hotels. So with the Aruba Central Solution, the ESP architecture that I just shared just now, it allows them to manage through a single pane of management, all this property, right, to manage through a single dashboard. This makes it so much more easier and simpler, rather than sending an engineer on site to check on the configuration. And because it is cloud managed, right, we can converge things like IoT or authentication, captive portal, right, and analytics. And further to that, right, for the back of house, for the hotel staff, with working with our SD-WAN solution with our gateway, we can do a VPN from the hotel to the hotel private cloud services, such as those from AWS or even Azure. So if for the staff to do authentication, right, we can do a VPN to the AWS cloud, and then staff can access their PMS software, their loyalty software, or even to authenticate through their network. So all this is hosted in the cloud. So we've seen this architecture very commonly in hotels like IHG and Hyatt today. So this makes it easy for them to deploy and allow them to provide consistent services to all these hotels. So with that, right, guest recognition and experience is the same among all properties. Deployment is so much more easy because from the cloud, it pushes down the same configuration down to those wireless APs and switches and SD-WAN gateways. Deployment consistency is ensured because you use a common dashboard to manage all the property, and you get compliance and oversight. When you generate report, you can ensure that all these hotels has the same great security functionality. Right? So having that cloud infrastructure managed by Aruba Central, we allow you as partners to reduce up to 40% time to roll out the wireless and switcher solution, and of course gateway, right, for SD-WAN to these properties. It becomes so much more easier. That's the goal that we want to do, to allow you to do more with less. So now, with the Aruba cloud management software that you see on my left-hand side here, we manage the end-to-end network infrastructure all the way from the wireless AP, the switches, and of course the SD-WAN gateway. So end-to-end infrastructure is managed through a common dashboard. You no longer need to go into different dashboards to manage these devices. So if you want to do firmware upgrade, it's simple. Just go into the dashboard and push down those configuration and firmware. So with that, right, we give you numerous features because in the cloud, it enables us or Aruba to add on services and functionality to give you back and enrich your experience. So we allow you to do seamless onboarding for the users, easy management for all these wireless AP switches and gateways, provisioning because simple because of that plug and play search of provisioning, where you create a template on the cloud software or cloud management portal, and then you can push down to those devices. Right? We can also do orchestration, which I'm going to cover more later. Then we have AI and analytics, where we collect all the telemetry data and give you information on how your network is working. And not to forget, with our wireless AP solution, we have built-in firewall within the AP, which allows us to do content filtering to control what can the guest or can or cannot do. Right? And also we have captive portal hosted online so that you can have the captive portal over there. And later on, I'm going to cover what is this USI integration. How can it help you to measure the network as an end user? And of course, because it's hosted in the cloud, you have access to our tech support 24/7. So really the benefit is faster deployment, give you complete visibility on your network, right? For all your properties, you got brand standard compliance, right? Firmware compliance because you have the full visibility. You have guest experience insight, faster time to solve problems, and of course, guest profiling, right? And last but not least, right, something that a lot of our customers love is our integration with third-party solutions, which I just shared just now with things like Asset Abloy, Dharmakaba, and so on. And of course, centralized authentication. So this is the dashboard from Aruba Central. So if you are managing many different hotels, you can actually see from here a single dashboard for all your hotels in Vietnam or even in other countries if it's under your care. So you can see, for example, in Singapore, you just click on Singapore. When you go in, you can see all the APs, all the switches, all the gateways for the hotel, all the information, who is connected through a single dashboard. Isn't that simple? Right. And then you also get the topology view. So when you click in, for example, to Singapore or even Vietnam site, you will get to see the full topology on how this site are built and connected. So you have the wireless AP view, you have the access switches or the call switch view, and of course your SD-WAN gateway, which allows you to have the VPN connectivity back to the hotel private cloud network to access things like captive portal, radio server, customer loyalty systems, and so on. All these are today, for most hotels, are hosted in the cloud. And of course, right, when hotels start to embrace IoT, right, so to me in hotel, IoT means IPTV, surveillance camera, CCTVs. You have IP phones, you have smart refrigerator, you have room control unit, you have maybe Alexa, right, a voice activation unit in the room. Maybe you have things like printer, right? Some guest suite have printer. So with Aruba Central, right, when this device connects to our network, we are able to do fingerprinting, like smart fingerprinting to identify what are those devices. So with this, right, it gives you the benefit that if to do automation. So you will know that, oh, this is a smart TV belongs to the hotel, assign it a smart TV VLAN. If it's a printer which belongs to room 301, for example, assign it a VLAN for printer only, all done automatically. Now, this is one feature that a lot of our customers like, because when the guests call in and say, my Wi-Fi is not working, but for the IT manager who's troubleshooting that problem, where does he start troubleshooting? Because maybe the software is down that the user try to access. Maybe the internet is down. Maybe the DNS has